Hello, everybody. It is great to be here one more time. My name is Gary Fowler, and I'm the CEO, president, and founder of GSD Get You Done Venture Studios, a premier AI and quantum venture studio located in the heart of Silicon Valley. I'm a 17-time serial entrepreneur with a number of unicorns under the belt. I was on the original management team of ClickSoftware, which was sold to SalesForce for $1.35 billion, and also Yva.ai, an AI HR tech company. We love artificial intelligence and quantum computing. We love making this world a little bit better place. And a lot better if we can do it. Today I'd like to introduce my exciting guest, Pushkar Kumar. He's an incredible kind of networker, probably the best guy that I know on the planet Earth. He deals a lot with family offices and is currently interested in areas of AI and the trends of the world and how we make that dent in the universe. With that, I'd like to bring Pushkar on board. Hi, Pushkar. How are you today?
Yes, I'm doing excellent, Gary, and thanks for having me on your brilliant show.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your journey. How in the world did you get involved in family offices? How in the world did you get involved in technology? So what's your journey like, Pushkar?
Yes, I did my bachelor's from IIT Bombay, and for like a couple of years, like 5 or 6 years, I was with working with a lot of Indian outsourcing firms, which have this buy side and sell side clients,
Mm-hmm.
mostly investment banks, hedge funds, private equity funds. So we used to do like financial research for them, create reports on macroeconomic calendars, uh, track the portfolio of private equity funds, when they are making buying and selling decisions, as well as uh, doing the IPO for the exits. Then I used to provide like currency hedging solutions for cross-border investments. And so this was a fun time. And I also got an opportunity to be at Credit Suisse Tokyo for a year-long stint, where I was working with senior prop traders and trading the global equity markets. And then I went to Simon Business School in US. And after that, I was networking on the LinkedIn. I could connect with like 50 family offices globally, and I was very interested in understanding how they source deals, how they structure deals. And one important aspect that I learned was like they like to co-invest in syndicates.
Huh.
So typically, if a deal size is $50 million, so they will each put 5 million or $10 million tickets, and they together want to grow the portfolio company post the investment.
Mm-hmm.
And this also hedges their risk, and they also leverage their own networks and resources to grow the company post investment. So finding co-investors in different parts of the world, depending upon the ticket size, geography, and sector of the deal. So that was something that family offices were a lot invested in.
That's interesting. So where's
And
Simon Business School? Where is that?
it is in the right on the Canadian border, very near to Niagara Falls, like 5 hour
Oh, I know that.
drive
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. And what is it associated with? University of Buffalo or what? Niagara Falls.
University of Rochester. University of Rochester. It's near the RIT.
Interesting. Well, that's great. So that must have been pretty interesting to go there. Was it a little bit colder than it is in India?
Yeah, it is cold. There was a lot of snowfall, but I think the people were very warm. So that was interesting, and I love meeting people from different cultures and interacting with them and learning how to collaborate and work towards specific outcomes. And so those were the primary learnings. And plus, I'm in touch with a lot of my batchmates and colleagues from the business school.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic. And so
yes,
you went to IIT too, Pushkar. So that's pretty cool. How hard was it to get into IIT?
it's tough. It was like 2 years of rigorous training in all the subjects, because it's very competitive. In India, we have huge population, so all the top institutes, they have this competitive exams to filter out the right candidates.
Yeah, so I had somebody tell me that, um, in fact, he's an IIT graduate, said that his friend was the number one person taking that test, and they're pretty revered. Is that true? If you take that placement exam and you're the top person, is that a good thing?
You are very, very brilliant. I mean, it's like top 50 people, not only the first, the top 50 guys or 100 guys are like very genius. I mean, what I can learn in 3 months, they will learn in 5 hours. That is the
Wow.
difference.
Wow, they must have been
They
pretty tough.
can, so they can absorb very complex concepts at like fingertips, very, very complex concepts, and they can summarize, internalize, and then pass the exams with top marks, which
And
is
so,
kind of very difficult for
and
average
so when
people.
you would have those people in your classes, did you look and say, "I think we're in trouble now"?
I they were, so we had this wing, a corridor, and the right across there were guys, the computer science guys, and they were really very terrific in terms of they used to like play all year long. They don't used to study every day. They will like
Really?
playing guitar, music. They were doing extracurricular activities, playing sports, badminton, and before the exams they will read for 3 hours and getting 90 percentage.
Oh
And the
my God,
average
that's
student,
unbelievable.
yes, and those and other guys, they are studying 3 months and they are getting 60 percentage marks.
Wow,
So
that's
they are
amazing.
gifted.
Wow, that's
They have
amazing.
gifted minds.
And so, that must have been pretty interesting. And what made you decide? Because each one of the IITs are associated with some country, right? So, what's Bombay? What was that associated with?
I think it's the departments, they have got inspiration from MIT. The departments and a lot of the foundations and structures, they follow the MIT.
Yeah, but MIT isn't as hard to get into as it is IIT, correct?
Yes, they do not have the competitive exams. People tell me that if you are a son of a billionaire, you can get into Stanford or Harvard easily.
Well, I suppose you can probably get in if your family's well known, or if one of your family members go there. I'm sure that doesn't hurt. That's for sure. It is, that's interesting. And then as you're going down through, how many years was IIT, Pushkar?
4 years, bachelor's.
And then as you're going down through it, did people stay for a master's degree? How's that at IIT? Do they have master's degrees?
Some people stay for the master's degree, but the thing is, in India, the industries and all, I think people prefer to go to US for PhDs, or to Europe and then find the work there. They do not want to do masters and PhD in India.
Huh,
That
interesting.
is not the trend. Some people do, but it's not the hot thing. The most sought after thing is to do PhD in US.
Interesting.
And then, in fact, my roommate, he went to US for PhD at University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign,
Yeah.
and he got a job at Intel.
Interesting. So they come over, they go to IIT, get a master's degree, or maybe, but they come for their doctorate. That's interesting. So, what did you like about it when you were up there? What was really interesting for you when you're in New York doing your master's degree? What was like, wow, this is really cool. Besides going to Niagara Falls, what did you do for fun?
In US, it was we used to meet people from different countries. Like one was from Russia, one was from Saudi Arabia, and we used to talk about our different culture, our experiences, and then we used to go out for. They used to take me to beer parties, and
Yeah.
where there were lots were playing games and having fun. And also we used to discuss about our career plans, what we want to achieve in some time. And it was exploring a lot of stuff and understanding the cultural differences, what works. And also we used to talk about China versus US, the
Wow.
difference in the governments. Like in US, you can criticize the president, you can criticize Obama or Biden, the press can criticize. In
Yeah.
China you cannot. You
What?
will be prosecuted and put in the jail if you criticize
Yeah.
the
When you
government.
criticize
Yes,
the government, you're going to jail, huh?
yes, you can be arrested. Same in Middle East, you cannot criticize the government policies openly, even in social media. It is a strict no.
And so when you were there, did you have any hot wings? Did you ever have buffalo chicken wings? Do you eat those or not? Because I
Yeah,
know
I ate. I
because
tried a
I
lot of
know
fast food.
they really, in fact, the original place is in Buffalo that has the hot wings. It's called the Anchor Bar that started that trend of hot wings. And I went in there and I got sauce, and they're real tasty. So you did that. Winter times are a little bit cold. What did you do in the summertime for fun up there, Pushkar?
A lot of time was also planning for the career, for the internships, and shooting emails to the alum community and going for the alum gatherings. We used to have networking events with the alum, and then professors used to come from Cornell, or sometimes the CEOs were invited, like the Harley Davidson CEO was invited by the Simon School's dean for a lecture. So we used to attend those, and we
Well,
used to network with the alums.
that must have
Yes,
been really interesting, right?
yeah, it was fun and a lot of learning as well as enjoying.
That's super. So I mean, you're one of the best persons that I've ever seen to be able to use things like LinkedIn to get to people. I mean, you are the guru. You know, I'm humbled because I've never seen. How in the world did you? Is it like you just decided one day I want to see how good I am at connecting people together, or what happened? Did you wake up and you had a dream and say I want to get to everybody in the world? How did you start this?
Uh, so I so apart from my regular job, I wanted to explore what other career options I have, and a lot of startups and the consultants or business owners used to come to me, and they wanted capital for investment purposes.
Yeah.
And so I understood that family offices are one of the main sources of capital for various deals, startups as well as real estate. So I actively started learning about them, reading on the internet about how do they choose a deal, how do they structure a deal, what are their priorities in terms of like they are patient capital. I learned that family offices are sources of patient capital, like sovereign wealth funds.
Yeah.
They do not have a time horizon of 7 or 8 years to exit an investment. So they like, if they like an entrepreneur, they can back you for like 10 or 15 years, even till the time you IPO.
It's interesting because I heard one of the family office told me that they invested. Actually, one of them wrote me yesterday, a new family office, and said they wanted to put $100 million into a company. $100 million,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
another one was
That
saying
they,
they want to put 110. They do up to 110 million. I mean, these are multi-billion-dollar family offices. But it was really interesting to hear them because it's a lot different than dealing with a VC, right? It's more like relationship oriented and based on what the family's into, that kind of thing. So it's quite interesting.
yes, definitely. So the family offices usually start with like $5 million ticket size,
Hmm.
and the larger ones would like to allocate like 50 or $100 million. The multi-billion-dollar family offices,
Got it.
and then what? Why they do that is because the principals have an operational experience, and they want to
Well, we just lost Pushkar. We're talking about family offices with Pushkar, and we'll see if he's going to come back for us. But the family offices are really quite interesting because if you look at it today, what's happening on the planet, a lot of the traditional VCs have really slowed down in their investing. Corporates are still very, very active. Family offices are still very active. Angels and super angels are active. So as a startup, you're out there, you got to look for those companies that really are aggressive and want to move forward. And family offices, think about it. A lot of the VC funds, the partners inside of the fund are these family offices. The problem is you and I just don't see it, right? We just don't see it that it's them. What we see is that there's a group that is doing investment. Sometimes they will even say their name. They won't say we're XYZ family office. They want to keep everything sometimes on the hush hush. On the other side of it, it's their money. It's really interesting when you're dealing with people. It's their money, want to grow their business. It's entirely different mentality. I love it. It's just incredible. Anyhow, we're waiting to see if we get Pushkar back. It looks like he's got some connection problems with the internet, unfortunately. So um, let's see what happens with that. If anybody has any comments, you're welcome to send me some comments. We're waiting for him. But today we look at it, things like ChatGPT, the directions of artificial intelligence. And think about it. This situation with ChatGPT, imagine a technology that has read every book in the world that can come back to us and to be able to not only answer questions, but do it in a really methodical, very intuitive way. Those technologies are amazing. Imagine if you can go out to the internet and instead of figuring out, you just want to search a topic, it actually comes back to you with in-depth information exactly how you want it based on maybe a question. At some point in time, we're going to look at it and it'll really be forecasted forward where we'll go down through and start to bring you information that it knows you're going to want to see. That is truly, truly incredible. So I see that Pushkar is trying to come back on again. Hold on a second. Hey,
I'm
Pushkar, we
back,
were
Gary.
talking for a few minutes, but go ahead. We lost you. So we're talking about the family offices. Now, what kind of things are they investing in today? What are they? What do you see? Because I know you're dealing with a lot of them.
Yes, I definitely think that for the next decade, family offices will allocate a lot of capital in this high tech areas like artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, metaverse, web3, climate tech including electric vehicles, space tech, and also impact and sustainability. And a lot of unicorns and decacorns will be formed. In fact, a decentralized web can become a reality.
Interesting.
Uh,
So when you're dealing with the family offices, which ones, you don't have to name names, but have you found them that they're very friendly and they want to really work together? They're really curious.
they family offices, they want to connect with other like-minded partners. That is one of their main interests. So suppose there is a web3 family office, they are looking for other family offices who can cut a check, because what happens is this: they need to invest somewhere in web3, but they will start looking for co-investors.
Yeah, no, that's
and
interesting.
uh, and
They're
so
looking they're looking for other family office co-investors.
yes, that is one of their main concern. And apart from that, they also like talking with corporate partners, strategic relationships, and even going to family office conferences. I get invited to a lot of family office conferences in different parts of US as well as Europe and Middle East. I do not often go to a lot of them, but I do get the invitations. So typically, they will like to wine and dine with a particular group of like-minded investors, and then kind of form a club or a syndicate and
Yeah, no,
cut the
I know
check.
they do. They really like that. I was with some last night at a charity event here in Wellington, Florida. They're very, very much like that. There's no question about it. It's very interesting because on one side of it, they have sometimes billions and billions of dollars. On the other side is they want to keep networking because they want to do invest in things that other family offices want to invest to. It's very, very interesting. It is a club. It is feels very much like a club, a very elite,
Yes,
interesting club. So, if people look at it though, you go on LinkedIn, it's hard to say who's with what family office. I mean, they try to keep it a little bit secretive, right, Pushkar? It's not like it's always open for you to look at it. They don't want you to know
yes.
sometimes. So
Sometimes
how do you figure out who's who?
I cannot. So it depends upon. So if we can get on a Zoom call and we speak to a family office, then only we can know that what are their interest areas. Sometimes their priorities change with time. Now
Mm-hmm,
this because of post COVID environment, there are family offices. They say that we will only do debt deals and not equity
mm-hmm,
deals,
mm-hmm,
or we will focus only on real estate, which is very safe.
mm-hmm.
We will not go for risky equity investments. So there are people, and so they decide, their investment committees decide what is their annual priorities, and they stick with those areas. And
And,
what I found a trend was that even large family offices, they like to co-invest with the top VCs, venture capitalists. Like in India, the Azim Premji family office, it is one of the largest family offices in India. They invest with Greylock Partners, the Reid Hoffman VC firm. You must be knowing them.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting.
Greylock, yes.
What's
So
it
a
called?
lot of
It's Scale Partners, yeah?
yes, yes, Greylock. So Reid Hoffman
Oh,
is a
yeah,
part of that.
I know Greylock. I know Greylock. I thought you said Gale. I thought, oh, that's new.
No, Greylock, yeah. Pardon my pronunciation. So Azim Premji co-invest with them. So Silicon Valley is a hot area. Even lot of European family offices, some of them co-invest with Silicon Valley VC funds
Mm-hmm.
on
Interesting.
specific deals. Now these VC funds have a very good track record, stellar track record, and very good teams.
Yeah,
So they kind of trust them for deal flow, and
got
they
it.
also think that they can bring their networks and expertise to grow the firm post the deal.
Got it.
So it is an attractive option for them.
So when you did, how did you start down the journey on this family office thing, Pushkar? How did that start? Did you just wake up one day and say, oh, I want to go to these family offices and meet all these ultra high net worth individuals? How did that come about?
So I connected with them on LinkedIn, and then over a process of time it started. But the thing is that the family offices, they like to be secretive. They do not want to uh, be very approachable and friendly to everybody who approaches them. So they keep some barriers, or what you call that, safety rules.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So only the people who
What is the
qualify
role?
certain.
What
I'm
is it
sorry.
like? What is it like? Tell us a little bit about how the
I
roadblock
mean, they
is
look at your profile and what are your personal achievements are, whether you have closed any deal with a family office, or you have. I mean, if a person is working with a Fortune 5,000 firm, then that qualifies. Or if you have a track record of working in the Wall Street on the investment banking side, even those people are able to connect with the family offices very easily.
got it. Interesting.
Otherwise, for example, the business school students, if they want to connect with family offices, it can be tough. It will be difficult to get responses, because then they would look at the referrals. So you have to get a warm recommendation from somebody they know, a common friend or a common person.
So they looked at your LinkedIn profile. They check you out to see who you are.
Yes, definitely.
Wow.
Before engaging with the person, they look at your profile.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, you are quite the guy, Pushkar. You are the most amazing connector I've ever seen in my life. I mean, audience, he is the best I've ever seen. I've been doing this stuff for 35 years. I ain't never seen anybody as good at Pushkar. That guy is connected to, I mean, it's unbelievable. Every single family office that you can imagine. I mean, he's got knows how to get to them. So it's hats off to you. That's incredible. You know, it's almost like somebody's good at chess. You're good at family offices, connecting the dots to the money. That's really important. So hats off to you, Pushkar. It's good.
Yes. I mean, what I learned that I actually read a lot about super connecting in US. There are a lot of super connectors.
Mm-hmm.
And what they told me that if you are generous with your time and help, then people love to talk. People will like to talk to you
Mm-hmm.
and also engage you later on if they think that you qualify with the primary requirements. So that is something I learned from super connectors.
Interesting. Well, like I said, you definitely are amazing at doing this. I've never seen anybody quite
Thank you so much, Gary. Thank you so much for your kind words.
Yeah, no problem. Listen, we're coming up to the top of the hour. We've got 3 minutes left. So, summary, any closing thoughts and how do people get a hold of you, Pushkar?
I am reachable on my email address, which you have, and it's reach out to pushkar at rediff.com.
That's amazing. And closing thoughts?
And closing thoughts, there is something interesting shaping up. One thing is that I was connected to Greg Lemko, who is heading the MSD Capital, Michael Dell family office.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so what they told me, what I realized was that they also like the very large family offices, they like to consolidate, so mergers are happening, and they want to grow larger so that they have large capital base, and also they want to compete with the Wall Street titans in the principal investments and advisory business. So they are
Interesting.
merging with BDT Capital. That is kind of a hot news in the family office space.
Wow, you're the news source. You are the family office news source. I got to tell you. So Pushkar, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today. I really
Thank you so
appreciate
much,
it.
Gary.
And to all my audience out there, thank you for joining one more time. GSD presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech, and I'm your host, Gary Fowler. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. We will be back again next week for an exciting edition. Enjoy the weekend, enjoy your time, and let's go get shit done. Thanks so much. Thanks, Push.